On this week's episode, we revisit the Outback Bowl. Women's basketball takes on Kentucky, and men's basketball takes on Vanderbilt. This is Capital City Sports. Hello and welcome into a new season of Capital City Sports. I'm Pat Cloney. Hope your new semester is going well so far. We'll begin with the game and the hit that everyone was talking about over Christmas break. We head to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida with Hunter and Alyssa. First, let's take a look at the highlight of the Outback Bowl.
Hi, I'm Hunter Banks, Capital City Sports, and the Gamecocks pulled off a huge win, 33-28, over the Michigan Wolverines. Let's get right to the action. On a day when South Carolina alum Darius Rucker sang the national anthem, the Gamecocks looked to move 11-2, and they got off to a fast start as Connor Shaw hits the mirror bird for 56 yards, not even 2 minutes into the game for the touchdown. Gamecocks taking an early lead, and they would extend that lead later in the first quarter when Ace Sanders does what he has become known for, returning a punt 63 yards to the house. Gamecocks taking a big lead at this point in the first quarter, 14-3. And Ace is going to have another touchdown later in the game, this one in the second quarter, when Dylan Thompson is going to roll out and find him in the end zone for 4 yards, putting the Gamecocks up 21-10 at this point. They go into halftime up 21-13, and after Michigan takes the lead in the third quarter, bam! Jadeveon Clowney decleats Vincent Smith with a train wreck of a hit, now known as the hit or the shot heard around the world. That was a momentum changer and would lead to this touchdown. Connor Shaw to Ace Sanders, something we've seen all year. This one for 31 yards, giving the Gamecocks a 27-22 lead. But Michigan would respond to take the lead back 28-27. And then with 11 seconds in the game, Dylan Thompson finds Bruce Ellington for the touchdown, 32 yards. Gamecocks go on to win 33-28. That's going to do it for us here in Tampa. I'm Hunter Banks again. And remember, Carolina, stay cocky.
Our very own Hunter Banks and Alyssa Lang got a first-hand view of what many called the most exciting game of the bowl season. To see what they had to say, we send it to this week's episode of The Boardroom.
Welcome to Raymond James Stadium. My name is Alyssa Lang. Joining me is Hunter Banks. We have just wrapped up the 2013 Outback Bowl, where the South Carolina Gamecocks came out victorious over the Michigan Wolverines by a score of 33-28. We're going to go over the game, some of its actions. Hunter's going to break down some of the action, Hunter's going to break down offense, defense, special team for us, give us some grades, and perhaps a Dreadcock of the week. Let's start with offense.
If they're lucky.
Let's start with offense. Who really stuck out to you? Who would you name your offensive MVP, and what grade would you give the South Carolina Gamecock offense today?
I'd give them a B minus. MVP goes to Ace Sanders, and
who was also
named the MVP. 2 touchdowns, 92 yards receiving. Doesn't get much better than that, and lucky for the Gamecocks, Florida State passed on him. Spurrier said he was glad that Florida and Florida State passed on him. They said he was too small to play. Well, I think he may have proved them wrong today.
I think he played pretty well.
He may be small, but he plays big.
He does.
But he played well. Connor Shaw and Dylan Thompson both played well. Somebody who did not play well, unfortunately, is a fifth-year senior, Kenny Miles.
Yes.
Had a fumble that was a real bummer, and the running game really just could not get off the ground.
Yeah, if I can talk, it's been a long day, excuse me. None of the running backs, Mike Davis, Kenny Miles, or Sean Carson, were really able to bust out any long runs. It was only a few and really not getting anything.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Connor Shaw had 102, no, he had 96 yards, Kenny Miles had 1, and Dylan Thompson had -12. Wow. That was the rushing game.
Michigan was really stuffing the box on them,
yes,
obviously.
They crashed the box, and it worked to a T. And that created some problems for South Carolina until they got the passing game going.
Now, something else that created problems for Michigan, our South Carolina defense. Who really stood out to you this game on defense? What were some of the big plays? I know there's one in particular that we are both very impressed by, none other than Jadeveon Clowney coming up with a car crash of a hit. Talk about that. What kind of momentum shift was that? What grade would you give the defense?
I would give them a C-. It's enough to pass, enough to win. But aside from a few players like Devontae Holloman and some of the, Clowney did not have a good first half, but he had a good game solely based on the one play that he had because it had such an impact. But the defense, the secondary in particular, had its moments of just playing just utter non-existence, basically. There were several times that the secondary just broke down, and the only reason it wasn't a big play, a big touchdown, was either the receiver fell or Devin Gardner overthrew or underthrew, and the Gamecock secondary were lucky that the game played out the way it did.
Right. Now, switching over to special teams, what stood out to you there? What grade would you give special teams?
I give special teams an A. I mean,
of course, when A. Sanders is on your special team.
Anytime you have a punt that's returned for a touchdown, you're going to get an A on special teams. And that was a thing of beauty. And also, Adam Yates had a pretty good game kicking. He had a couple touchbacks. He did have one that was marked back up to the 35, originally at the 40, but Spurrier said, hey, hang on, that's not where the ball goes.
Yeah, that was an interesting chain of events.
Yeah, the head ball coach calling the referees out, very, very interesting. But the special teams played great. I don't have anything bad to say about them at all.
All right, and I'm going to force you to do it. Dreadcock of the week. Who is the #1 dread-headed South Carolina football player in the Outback Bowl?
Who do you think it is?
I think it's a toss-up between Ace Sanders and Jadeveon Clowney, but honestly, Ace was more of an impact player for the Gamecocks, so I got to give it to him. Ace Sanders is Alyssa Lang's Dreadcock of the week.
Well, there you go. He's my Dreadcock of the week also. It's just, anytime he has a big play like that, really sparked the crowd. He had 2 touchdowns in the passing game, 1 in special teams, 3 touchdowns. Hometown guy, he's from Manatee, just up the road. It's a special moment.
And Gamecock Nation loves him.
Yeah, they love him, and it was awesome to see him just all smiles because his whole family was here.
Right.
It was just a special day for him, and I'm glad it happened for him.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
Somebody in the press conference asked Spurrier if he was going to the NFL. He said, no, I've already been there, so Gamecock fans, you can rest easy. Spurrier's here.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for viewing the rest of our coverage on the Outback Bowl week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at CCS on SGTV.
And remember, Carolina, stay cocky.
Coming up after the break, women's basketball battles a tough foe in the Kentucky Wildcats. We'll be right back. On Thursday night, women's basketball faced a tough challenge when they took on the 5th-seeded Kentucky Wildcats at Colonial Life Arena. Our very own women's basketball enthusiast, Alyssa Lang, was there. She's got your highlight.
Dawn Staley and her Lady Gamecock squad faced the Kentucky Wildcats at the CLA on January 24th. It was a very physical and chippy game, especially in the first half. The 5th-ranked Wildcats kept the Gamecock defense very spread out, as you can see here, forcing them to play man-to-man. And although the Wildcats seemed to control the first few minutes of the game, going on a 6-0 run, the Gamecocks didn't let them sink too many buckets, although here you will see Jennifer O'Neill step up with the 3. And as I said before, it was such a chippy game. You could see there Aisha Walker going up for the rebound, which would have been crucial. And here, Khadijah Sessions fouled by Jennifer O'Neill. That would send her to the line. Another Gamecock possession here. You can see Kentucky really pressing the Gamecock offense, trying to force some mistakes. But Aisha Walker is staying patient, passes to Tiffany Mitchell, who then passes to Sessions, who almost slips up but keeps the play tight, passes it back to Aisha Walker, who stays patient with it, takes the shot, and makes the bucket. And the entire game would be a brutal back and forth change of possession. Jennifer O'Neill missing her 3-pointer, the rebounding was crucial, and there Khadijah Sessions hits the ground hard. Ouch, that hurt. But despite Kentucky's aggression, the Lady Gamecocks, Tiffany Mitchell getting surrounded there, the Lady Gamecocks were able to stay composed, make the buckets that they needed, and they went on to win the game 55-50, upsetting number 5 Kentucky. For Capital City Sports, I'm Alyssa Lang.
After a tough battle on the road at Missouri, men's basketball looked to continue their stellar play when they took on Arkansas at home. Hunter Banks was at Colonial Life Arena. Let's take a look at his highlight.
Gamecocks taking on Arkansas. Gets off to a rough start for the Gamecocks. Eric Wade having the ball stolen away there, but he redeems himself with the assist to Lakeem Jackson. Lakeem showing his hustle that he's known for, running back to get on defense. The dancers and the cheerleaders enjoying the game so far. And later we're going to see Brian Richardson find Lymanus Shakavius for the basket and one. Shakavius starting to come out of his shell. Had 8 points and 7 rebounds in the game. Here, Eric Wade with the missed 3. Rebounded by Arkansas, but Lakeem Jackson goes up, misses. Mendogas Casinas puts it back in. Cocky showing some love to the Carolina Life Arena cameraman. Here, Eric Wade is going to find Casinas for the layup. 2 points. Casinas had a solid night. The fans are enjoying the game as time winds down. Gamecocks with the victory in hand, the band jamming out, and the Gamecocks go on to win 75-54. Hunter Banks, Capital City Sports.
Still to come, Jeremy Urso takes us to the Aquatic Center to see how men's swimming and diving are getting along. Stay with us. A few weekends ago, men's basketball was at Colonial Life Arena to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. I was at that game. I'll show you how it all went down. Gamecock basketball was at the Colonial Life Arena on Saturday. They took on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Strong defense was key early in this one. Here, Michael Carrera blocks the Vanderbilt shot. Moments later, it's Carrera drawing the foul. He would hit the free throws to score the first points of the game. Vanderbilt had a response, though. Here, it's Rod Odom sinking the 3 to put Vandy up 1. But then here comes Eric Smith with the layup for the Gamecocks. Next possession, ball gets out to Brenton Williams, who hits himself a 3. Gamecocks up big. The Commodores get themselves back on track with transition points. Here it's Josh Henderson with the layup. Next possession, it's Sheldon Jeter bringing it down on the Gamecocks. And then the Commodores get the ball out to Kyle Fuller, who hits a 3 himself. Freshman Kevin Bright. He's getting a little low from behind the arc. That goes in too. With Vandy up now, Bruce Ellington takes control. He dribbles past a few Commodore defenders and with the reverse layup. Nice play. Next possession, Brenton Williams. Drains it again. And here, it's Lakeem Jackson to Michael Carrera, who hits the mid-range jumper. Second half now. Lakeem Jackson wants to get in on the action himself. He hits that floater. Commodores with a response though. Here's Dejon Parker with the 3. Then, on the transition, it's Parker with the beautiful basket and the foul. Other side of the floor, Brenton Williams can't get the shot to go, but it's Brian Richardson with the putback. No problem for Vandy though, they've got a response, Fuller with another 3. Gamecock possession now. Here's Bruce Ellington driving into the lane, getting the bucket and the foul, and getting some help from his teammates. Late in the second half, Vandy trying to pull away, the dunk by Josh Henderson, and then the 3-point shot by Kyle Bright. Gamecocks now trying to pull this one close. Brian Richardson with the 3. And then on the next possession, Vandy throws the ball away, and it's Bruce Ellington to Lakeem Jackson, who brings it down. Crowd goes wild, he's pumped, Gamecocks within 1, this game interesting now. Final minute, Gamecocks with a chance to take the lead. It's Ellington to Williams, who just can't get the 3 to go. And then on the next possession, Carrera trying to put something up, can't get that to go either. Gamecocks will unfortunately go on to lose this one by a score of 58-51. Frank Martin after the game.
Real disappointed, and I can't tell you I'm surprised. We were so bad yesterday that I'm surprised we played as well as we did, as bad as we were yesterday. So my surprise is because of the positivity, not because of the negativity. But you know, it's a daily lesson with our team. We obviously didn't handle winning on the road very well. We didn't do a good job with that, and you know, I'll continue to learn from our team every day, just as I ask the players to learn from us and the experiences every day.
Last weekend, swimming and diving was at the Aquatic Center on Friday and Saturday for a 2-day, 4-team meet between the Gamecocks, the College of Charleston, Queens University, and Winthrop. Jeremy Urso was there. Let's see what he saw.
Last Friday and Saturday, South Carolina's men's and women's swimming and diving team had their final meet at home against Winthrop, the College of Charleston, and Queens University. Although the weather outside was freezing, the competition was heating up inside. The men's and women's swimming team won various events, including the men's and women's 200-yard freestyle relay, the men's 200-yard IM, the women's 500-yard freestyle, the women's 100-yard breaststroke, and the men's 100-yard freestyle. The men's and women's diving team was also successful, winning the women's 1-meter diving competition and the men's 3-meter diving competition. The Gamecocks ended up winning the meet. Next, the Gamecocks traveled to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama and Georgia on February 2nd. Jeremy Urso, Capital City Sports.
We've got to come up with an aquatic-related nickname for Jeremy Urso. He plans to attend every meet this season. Tweet us any suggestions you might have. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for watching. If you want to catch any more of our highlights or just watch our episode again, you can go online to sgtv.sc.edu. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at CCS on SGTV and like us on Facebook. Just search CCS on SGTV. For all of us here at Capital City Sports, I'm Pat Cloney. Have a great night, Carolina. And we're going to leave you with the sights and sounds of the aftermath after the Outback Bowl victory. Have a great night.
Let's go, baby! We here! USC, baby! Let's go! We here, baby! Let's get it! This us! You already know. That's it, man. That's it in fire. That's it, man.
Gamecock fans, just won the Outback Bowl. Y'all can't wait for what we got for you in 2013. We coming back faster, we coming back stronger, and we gonna take the big one home. Let's go.